Hello students, welcome in Mathematical Institute of Study by Professor S.K. Sinha.
Hello students, how are you? I hope you are doing well. I, Dr. S.K. Sinha, welcome you in my channel MIS India, and today we will discuss with you a new chapter, Measure of Central Tendency. This topic is most important for you, for the students of BE, BTech, BSs, BBA, BCom, any bachelor degree and other competitive examinations also. Okay, students, Measure of the Central Tendency is very important chapter for you. So come on students, and let us start the chapter Measure of Central Tendency. First of all, I will discuss with you the points introduction of the measure of central tendency. Students, you know, a large number of big figure is confusing to mind. You know, it is also difficult to analyze them. Okay, in reduced to complexity of the data and to make them comparable. It is essential that the various figures which are being compared are reduced to one single figure each. If, for example, a comparison is made between the marks obtained by 100 students of BCom and second class of a college, and the marks obtained by 100 students belongs to BCom second class and other colleges. It would be impossible to arrive at any conclusion if the two series relating to these marks are directly compared. Okay, on the other hand, if each of these series is represented by one single figure, comparison and understanding would become very easy. Okay, the single figure which represents the whole set of data is called an average. Is it clear? Average are also called measure of central tendency or measure of location. Okay, so this was the introduction of measure of central tendency. Okay students, and now we will discuss with you the meaning of average. Look students, the meaning of the average is a single value which represents the whole set of figures and all other individual items. In other words, an average is single value within the range of data that is used to represent all of the values in the series. Right? So such an average is somewhere within the range of the data. Okay, so it is therefore called measure of central tendency. Okay, students, we have many more definitions of the measure of the central tendency, but we have some definitions So please write down please the definition of measure of central tendency. Measure of central tendency. Okay, so first of all, according to Clark's, Clark say an average is a single figure that represent the whole group. Right, students? And number two, according to Croxton and Cowden. Okay, this is the another scientist. According to Croxton and the Cowden, say, write down please, and this is very important definitions for you. Okay, but the sentence is the same. Okay, the meaning of the definition is the same according to Clark's and according to the Croxton and the Cowden. So write down the definitions of the measure of central tendency according to Croxton and the Cowden. So write down please. Okay, the Croxton and the Cowden say an average is a typical value data represents all the individual value in a series according to Croxton and the Cowden. So this is the definition of the measure of central tendency according to Clark's and the Croxton and the Cowden. Central tendency or average. Okay. Now, these are the definitions, friends. These are the definitions of the average or the central tendency. Now, we will start the purpose and the function of the average. What is the purpose of the average and function of the average? Some of the important functions and purpose of the average are 4 or 5 types. First of all, write down please brief descriptions. Number 1, brief descriptions. Number 2, helpful in comparison. Number 3, helpful in the formula of policies. Number 4, number 3, helpful in the formula of the policies, and number 4, statical analysis. Number 5, represents of the universe. Okay, or you can say roots of the statical analysis, or you can say the statical analysis. Okay, so first of all, I will start brief of descriptions. The main purpose of the average is to represent a simple and symmetric description of the raw data. Right? The raw data may be complex and unorganized. Okay, students. So an average reduces a mass of the data into a single typical figure. It is enable one to draw a general conclusion about the characteristic of the phenomena under study. Okay, and number 2, helpful in comparison. Helpful in comparison. Average help in making comparison of different set of data. For example, a comparison of the per capita income of the India and USA shows that per capita income of the India is much less in comparison of the per capita income of the USA. It leads us to the conclusion that, so what is the conclusion? Yes, students. The conclusion is that India is a poor country in comparison to USA. Am I right? Okay. This is the helpful in the comparison. Number 3, helpful in the formula of policies. Students, averages help in the formulation of the policies to illustrate when the governments find that the average per capita income in India is very low. It can formulate suitable policies to increase it. This is the helpful in the formulation policies. Number 4, basic of the statical analysis or statical analysis. The basic of the statical analysis. Averages constitute the basic of the statical analysis. For example, if one known the average marks scored by the students of a class in their different subject. Okay, one can easily analyze the general interest of the students in different subject. The interest may be Hindi, may be English, maybe mathematics or any other subjects. Okay, so the conclusion we can find the basic of the statistical analysis. One can easily analyze the general interest of the students in different subject. Right? Number 5, the last is represents of the universe. Representations of the universe. Average represents the universe or the mass of statistical data. According average help is knowing the characteristic of the universe as well. For example, by calculating the per capita income of a nation, we get one single value that gives an idea of the economic condition of the nation. Right? So this is the 5th steps of the representation of the universe. Okay, and now we will discuss with you the characteristic of the average. Come on, students. Okay, a good average should possess the following properties. We have the following properties, or you can say the characteristic or the properties of a good average. Students, write down please the characteristics of the average. That's very important point for you. What is the characteristics of the average or the properties of the average, properties of the good average? Number one, students, it should be easy to understand. Right now, first of all, it should be easy to understand. Number two, it should be simple to compute. Simple to compute. And number three, it should be uniquely defined. Uniquely defined. Okay, so we have many more characteristics of the good average. Number 4, you can write it should be based on all observations. 5th, it should not be unduly affected by extreme values. It should be capable of further algebraic treatments. Okay, so these are the characteristic, or you can say the good average, properties of the good average. Okay, so these are the characteristics of the good average, or you can say the properties of the good average. Now, next point, I will discuss with you types of the average. Write down please. Point number 6, types of average. There are different kind of averages. The following are the important types. Important types of average, which are commonly used in business and industry. okay, which are commonly used in the business and industry. Students, number one, average are many types, but we have discussed the two types of the average. Number one, mathematical average, okay, and number two, positional average. What types? Number one, mathematical average, and number two, positional average. Okay, students. So, at last, mathematical average is also be three type. Number one, part first, arithmetic mean. Number two, geometric mean. Number three, harmonic mean. Harmonic mean. Okay, students. So mathematical average are three types. Number one, arithmetic mean is the short form is AM, short form is GM and HM. AM for arithmetic mean, GM for geometric mean, and HM for harmonic mean. In the same way, positional average is two type. Number one, median. Number two, mode. Okay, so here in mathematics there are three types of the average, students. Number one, arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and the harmonic mean. And in the positional average, number two, positional average is median and the mode. Okay, and now we will draw a chart of this average. Please draw. Look. Now, types of average. So look, friends, first of all, types of the average, there are two types. Number one, mathematical average, and number two, positional average. Positional average. And mathematical average is also be three type. Number one, arithmetic mean is denoted by AM, okay, or X bar. And number three, geometric mean, GM, and three is harmonic mean. Look, students. And the positional average, number one, median, capital M, denoted by capital M, and mode, denoted by Z. Look, students. Right? Types of the average. This is mathematical average and this is positional average. Arithmetic mean X bar, geometric mean GM, HM, and the median is denoted by capital M and mode is denoted by capital Z. Okay. Students, this was my first lecture on measure of silent tendency, And in next lecture, I will start the mathematical average, arithmetic mean, geometric mean, or the harmonic mean. And after that, then we start positional average, median, and the mode. Okay, so in next lecture, I will start the arithmetic mean. And you know, there are different types of the mean in individual series, in discrete series, or in the step deviation method, or shortcut method, direct methods. Okay, so students, I will start the arithmetic mean in next lecture. So thank you very much, and all the best.